Hey friends, today we are going to make a yummy recipe that was sent in by a viewer friend of mine. You will need 1 cup of mashed sweet potatoes. I took 3 small ones, put them in the microwave. I did poke holes in them and wash them as well for 10 minutes. And really I only needed 2. So 2 small sweet potatoes. You will need to mash them up for this recipe. You will need a large bowl and we are going to add 1 yellow cake mix. 1 cup of those sweet potatoes mashed. Add 1 cup of sour cream. Add 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Let's mix this up and then we are going to preheat our oven for 350 degrees. Now back to our recipe. We are going to add 3/4 cup of oil. You can add whatever oil you would like. When I'm just baking for my husband and I like to add extra virgin olive oil because I feel like it's a healthier choice. And then we are going to add some eggs, but we're going to make sure to take the calaza out of them. I think I'm saying that right. But it's that little white stringy part on your egg yolk. You don't want to find that in your dessert because it doesn't cook up. It cooks up like a hard-boiled egg. And then we are going to add 4 large eggs to this recipe. Now we're going to give this batter a really good mix. You can break out your mixer if you would like to, but I just did this by hand. You want to make sure that it's mixed thoroughly. And then we're going to need another bowl. You'll need a small bowl this time, and you're going to add 1 cup of packed brown sugar. Add 1 tablespoon of ground cinnamon. 1 teaspoon of nutmeg. Now we want to mix those spices into the brown sugar and make sure you've mixed it really well. And then we are going to add 1/3 cup of chopped pecans and give it another mix. And then you are going to need a 9x13 baking dish. We're going to oil this baking dish, and also the recipe says to add a little flour to the baking dish as well, which I did. Maybe just a tablespoon, a good tablespoon. Just swish it around in the baking dish. And then we are going to add half of our batter to the 9x13. Spread it out as evenly as possible. Next, we are going to take our brown sugar mixture and we're just going to scoop that out right on top, just trying to get it as evenly as possible. Add the other half of that batter right on top of the brown sugar mixture. At this point, you may find yourself thinking, how am I going to spread this out on top of that brown sugar mixture? Because that's what I was thinking. But if I can do it, you can too. So go ahead and just be really careful and spread it out. Next, we're going to take a knife or a spoon and you're just going to swirl this. Just swirl it around. And I noticed that some of my brown sugar collected in the corners, but I made it work. And then we are just going to take this yummy dessert and pop it right in the oven. Set your timer for 30 minutes. This took about 35 minutes for me. After 30 or 35 minutes, our cake is done, but we're going to do something else. One final step. We are going to add 1 cup of powdered sugar to a bowl and about 3 to 4 tablespoons of milk. Mix that up. Add half a cup of chopped pecans to it, although I didn't chop mine. Now we're going to mix our pecans into the powdered sugar glaze. And then we're just going to drizzle that right on top of this yummy, yummy cake. I cannot even describe how good this cake was. It was absolutely delicious. I want my friend to know that you sent me this recipe and wanted me to try it. And I'm going to tell you, it was wonderful, Stephanie. Thank you for this recipe. And I'm not sure who came up with this, but kudos to you. And by the way, you could even do pumpkin in this instead of the sweet potatoes. And wouldn't that be good?